He tried to run, but the evidence was already waiting for him.
Flashback. I remember the first time I saw a case like this. The silence in the room, the unanswered questions, it all felt too familiar. Sometimes the past has a way of repeating itself.
It started on a quiet Tuesday morning, in a small suburb just outside Sacramento, California. The sun rose over empty streets, but something felt off, like a shadow lingering just out of sight. An ordinary neighborhood, the kind where people wave to their neighbors, water their lawns, and never lock their doors. But behind those doors, secrets can hide in plain sight. But that illusion shattered the moment 27-year-old Emily Karr didn't show up for her 9 a.m. shift at the veterinary clinic. Her absence was the first crack in the calm surface of the day. Her co-worker, Ashley Lyons, made the first call.
Hi, I'm worried about my friend Emily Karr. She never misses work and her phone just goes to voicemail.
Can you tell me if she mentioned anyone she was meeting last night?
She said she had dinner plans, but she didn't say with who. I just know something's wrong.
When was the last time you heard from her? Police transcript dispatch log. Dispatcher. Unit 12, respond to a welfare check at 142 Harbor Lane. Caller reports missing person Emily Karr. Officer 1. Copy dispatch, en route to location. Will advise upon arrival.
Yesterday night, she said she had dinner plans. I think she went out with her ex.
A neighbor, Mrs. Jensen, later told police, "I saw Emily leave her apartment around 8:30 p.m. She looked nervous, kept glancing over her shoulder. I thought she was meeting someone, but I didn't see who." Police began piecing together a timeline. Every minute mattered. Police conducted a welfare check at Emily's one-bedroom apartment.
Sacramento PD, 10:14 a.m. No answer at the door, curtains drawn, no movement inside.
The front door was locked, but when they peered through the window, they saw the table was set for two plates, 2 wine glasses, and a single red rose placed neatly in the center. The scene was untouched, like a celebration interrupted. But no one was inside.
No sign of forced entry, no struggle, everything looks staged.
When officers forced entry, they found something else. Her phone, her purse, her car keys, all still there. But something was missing, a sense of safety, replaced by a chill that crept up the officers' spines. Detective Marcus Hale was assigned to the case.
As lead detective, I knew every detail mattered. We couldn't afford to overlook a single clue. We started with the people closest to Emily. Friends, family, anyone who might know what happened that night.
Her mother's voice trembled as she recounted their last conversation. Emily had sounded hopeful but distracted.
She didn't leave voluntarily, that much was clear. And whoever took her didn't expect to be traced so quickly.
Phone records revealed a series of late-night calls. One number in particular kept coming up. The investigation zeroed in on one name, Cameron Dorsey, Emily's ex-boyfriend, a local bartender with a checkered past and a short temper.
I loved her, okay? We argued, but I would never hurt her.
He claimed they had dinner, talked about getting back together.
She left around 11. I watched her walk out, alone.
Then he said she left around 11, alone, but the evidence was stacking up, and so were the questions. But his story was about to unravel, and somewhere in the shadows a secret waited to be found. 3 days later, a hiker stumbled upon a set of tire tracks near Lake Redding. Leading deep into the woods, and about 200 feet in, they found it. Emily's jacket, torn, stained, and partially buried beneath loose pine needles.
Got something here? Brown leather, torn sleeve. Matches the missing person report.
Get forensics down here now.
DNA confirmed it. It was Emily's. And that wasn't all. Hidden under a nearby log was a burned phone, melted beyond recognition. But technicians pulled the serial number from the SIM card. It was Cameron's. And his story changed again.
Why was your phone found at a site where her jacket was buried?
I must have dropped it. I went hiking there last week.
Before or after Emily disappeared?
Forensics showed the fire damage occurred after Emily went missing. And what they found next turned suspicion into near certainty. Buried beneath loose floorboards in Cameron's garage, a plastic bag, inside a pair of women's earrings, a receipt for rope and duct tape, and a small blood-stained kitchen towel. The blood? Emily's.
Forensic analysis confirms a match between blood found on the towel and victim Emily Karr. DNA certainty 99.98%.
But just as police prepared to arrest Cameron, he vanished, left his job, his apartment. His car was found abandoned in an empty lot near the Nevada border. Inside, a note.
I didn't hurt her. You're looking in the wrong direction. I'm sorry I couldn't stay.
Was it a coward's excuse or the truth? Because then, something no one expected. Emily's credit card was used. 2 months after her disappearance. At a small gas station in Oregon, surveillance footage showed a woman, wearing a hoodie, face obscured. But the clerk said her eyes were blue, just like Emily's.
She looked nervous, didn't say much, paid for gas and a sandwich, but I swear, those eyes stuck with me.
A search of the area came up empty. No more sightings, no trace of Cameron, no sign of Emily. Was Cameron framed? Did Emily escape something darker? Or was this an elaborate misdirection planned from the very start? To this day, the case remains open. The bag of evidence still sits in Sacramento PD's evidence locker. The note still under review by handwriting analysts. And the forest near Lake Redding still holds secrets that no one has uncovered. Emily Karr was declared legally missing. Cameron Dorsey remains a fugitive, and the question still echoes. Did he run because he was guilty? Or because someone made sure the evidence would be waiting before he ever had a chance to explain? This is Vanished Whispers, True Crime. Subscribe for more unsolved cases, mysterious disappearances, and stories that don't always end with answers. Because sometimes, the silence is louder than the truth. But the story didn't end there. 6 months after Emily's disappearance, new voices stepped into the echoing silence. Police transcript interview room B Detective Ramirez. Start from the beginning, Mr. Larkin. Why were you near Lake Redding that night? Larkin, nervous. I was driving home. I stopped to stretch my legs, that's all. Saw a car parked by the trailhead, didn't think much of it. Detective Ramirez. You said you saw a woman. And a man. Larkin. Yeah, she looked scared. He was holding her arm. I didn't want to get involved. Detective Ramirez. You waited 3 months to tell anyone this? Larkin. I was scared. I have a record. I didn't want trouble. Larkin's alibi wavered under scrutiny. His phone pinged off a cell tower miles away from where he claimed to be. Yet his description of Emily's jacket matched what she wore that night, details never released to the public. Then another revelation. Forensics re-examined Emily's backpack, previously dismissed as unremarkable. Hidden in a seam, they found a torn photograph, half burned, showing Emily standing beside someone. The other person's face was scorched black by fire, but a tattoo on their wrist was visible. Detective Ramirez compared the tattoo to police records. It matched a local woman, Sarah Voss, missing for over a year before Emily's case. The connection was chilling. Was Emily's disappearance part of something much larger? And then, the last twist. A voicemail surfaced on Emily's old phone, time-stamped the night she vanished. Static, heavy breathing, then a whisper, "They know, I'm sorry." The voice, unmistakably female. Was it Emily? Was someone else involved all along? The case files grew thicker, the truth more tangled. As new evidence emerged, the mystery only deepened. Who was the real puppet master? And how many voices are lost in the silence? To this day, the answers remain just out of reach, waiting in the darkness. Subscribe for more Vanished Whispers, where every answer leads to new questions. The investigation refused to rest. Each clue unraveled, only to be replaced by another riddle. Detectives pored over the case files, searching for the thread that might finally tie the story together. Police transcript interview room C Detective Ramirez. Miss Harper, you said you received an anonymous message the night Emily disappeared? Harper, voice trembling. Yes, it was just a number, no caller ID. The message said she wasn't alone. That's all. I tried calling back, but nothing. Detective Ramirez. Did you recognize the voice? Harper. No, but it sounded distorted, like someone was using a voice changer. Forensic teams revisited every scrap of evidence. Under ultraviolet light, a faint handprint appeared on the burned photograph, too small to belong to Sarah Voss or Emily. DNA analysis revealed a partial match to an unknown female, never before seen in the database. Then, a chilling development. On a stormy night, the precinct's tip line rang. The call was traced to a payphone near Lake Redding. Audio transcript. 2:17 a.m. caller, whispering, voice disguised. You're looking in the wrong place. The answer is beneath the old pier, but hurry, you're not the only one searching. Line goes dead. Police rush to the lake at dawn, combing the area beneath the rotting pier. There, half buried in the mud, they found Emily's locket, pried open with a fresh photo inside. This time it showed Emily, Sarah Voss, and a third woman whose face was scratched out. The locket was smeared with red clay, not native to the area. Detectives stared at the evidence, realizing the puzzle had only grown more complex. Who was the third woman? Who left the locket and why now? Was Emily still out there? Or was someone else orchestrating these haunting clues? The case remains open, a web of questions with no clear answers. In the shadows of Lake Redding, secrets refuse to stay buried. Stay tuned for more Vanished Whispers. Because sometimes, the darkness whispers back. Just when investigators thought they had reached another dead end, a new voice emerged from the silence. A local maintenance worker, Marcus Ellery, stepped forward with a story the detectives could not ignore. "Mr. Ellery, you said you saw Emily the night she vanished? Please walk us through it." "I was fixing the streetlights near Harbor Lane. It was late, after midnight. I saw a girl matching Emily's description. She was with two women. One was tall, wearing a hood. The other, she had a limp. They were arguing. I heard the tall one say, 'This isn't what we agreed.' Did you see their faces? Only Emily's. She looked scared, kept glancing over her shoulder. Then a car pulled up, dark sedan. They all got in and drove off toward the old quarry. Could you make out the license plate or any details about the car? Just that it had a broken taillight, and there was a sticker on the bumper, a red fox." The team rushed to the quarry, scouring the grounds for hours. Forensic experts discovered a torn scarf snagged on a wire fence, matching fibers from Emily's favorite blue scarf. Nearby, they unearthed a small, intricately carved wooden fox half buried in the gravel. Its surface was smeared with the same red clay found on the locket. Fingerprints lifted from the fox revealed a partial match to the unknown female from before, but there was more. A single strand of dark hair, caught in the scarf's threads, with DNA that did not belong to Emily, Sarah, or anyone in the police database. As night fell, the detectives pieced together the new evidence, the puzzle more tangled than ever. Who is the limping woman, and why does she seem to shadow Emily's last known movements? What is the significance of the red fox, and how does it connect to the cryptic messages and the unknown woman in the photograph? The case is cracked open again, spilling secrets and suspicions into the night. As the investigators stare at the mounting evidence, one question echoes louder than the rest. If Emily was seen after her disappearance, is she still out there running from someone or something no one has yet uncovered? Stay with us as the shadows grow deeper in the next chapter of Vanished Whispers. Years slipped quietly by and Emily Karr's case faded into the background, another cold file tucked away, haunting the minds of those who remembered. But then, on a gray November morning, a single envelope arrived at the Sacramento Police Department. Its return address was blank. Inside, a letter typed in jagged, uneven lines. "You want the truth about Harbor Lane? Follow the map. She was never alone." Detectives pored over the cryptic map enclosed with the letter. The hand-drawn route led them deep into the outskirts, past abandoned farmland and into dense, silent woods. At the end of the trail stood an old cabin half swallowed by ivy and thyme. Detective Ramirez, voice steady but tense. Every instinct told us to turn back, but something in that letter, it felt like a confession, or a warning. Inside the cabin, dust motes swirled in the beam of a flashlight. The team discovered a weathered box beneath a loose floorboard. Inside, a faded photograph of Emily, the limping woman, and the tall figure in a hood standing in front of the same cabin. Tucked behind the photo, a second wooden fox, its eyes painted red. Forensic analyst, Dr. Harper. "We found traces of red clay on the fox identical to what was found on Emily's locket years ago. But this time we also recovered a partial fingerprint, fresh, less than a week old." In the next room, a battered journal lay open on a table. Its pages chronicled secret meetings, coded names, and chilling entries about the girl who saw too much. The limping woman was named Lydia Cross. Her last entry, "If they find this, they'll know the truth. Emily was never the target." Suddenly, a creak from outside. The detectives rushed out, catching a glimpse of a shadowy figure disappearing into the trees, leaving behind only a muddy footprint, and a sense that the watcher was closer than ever. Detective Ramirez, voice low, "We're not alone out here. Someone wanted us to find this, but not everything." The case is no longer cold, but as the evidence grows, so do the questions. Who sent the letter? What secret was Lydia hiding? And if Emily was never the target, then who was? As dawn breaks over the woods, the answers remain just out of reach, waiting in the darkness, whispering that the story of Emily Karr is far from over. As the sun sets on the day the cabin's secrets emerged, a ripple of unease spreads through the task force. But before Detective Ramirez can even process the new evidence, an urgent call comes in. There's someone waiting in interview room 3, a face no one expected to see. She introduces herself as Dr. Evelyn Shore, a retired forensic linguist who once consulted on the Karr case. "I stayed away all these years, but after seeing the news, I need to set the record straight. There's something you missed in that letter. The phrasing, it's a code, one only Emily's inner circle would know." As she deciphers the message, a pattern emerges. Hidden initials, a date, and a chilling phrase. The fox returns at midnight. Ramirez exchanges a glance with Harper, dread settling in. Midnight is only hours away. Forensic techs analyze the partial fingerprint from the wooden fox. The computer screen flashes, a match but not to anyone in the system. Instead, it links to an unsolved break-in at a nearby animal sanctuary, a place Emily once volunteered, a new connection. The sanctuary sits just miles from Harbor Lane, and its records show a mysterious visitor signed in on the night Emily vanished. The name, R. Wolf. The handwriting matches Lydia Cross's journal. Detectives drive down a rain-slicked road toward the sanctuary, headlights slicing through the mist. Inside, security footage flickers, grainy images of a hooded figure lingering by the fox enclosure. As the clock ticks closer to midnight, Ramirez phones headquarters. Suddenly, an encrypted message pings on his phone. "Stop digging or the next fox will find you." Attached is a photo, tonight's newspaper, time-stamped only minutes ago, resting on Ramirez's own car hood. Ramirez's hand shaking as he shows the phone to Harper. Outside, the city is silent, except for a distant fox's cry. A witness with secrets, a fingerprint that leads to nowhere, a threat that feels all too real. Who is R. Wolf? What really happened at the sanctuary? And as the detectives look over their shoulders, they know someone is always watching. The mystery deepens. The hunt is far from over.